Hello, it's meow time for KittenousBeast gaming videos for cats and their people. KatzeLande Prime, episode 24. Uh, so in this episode, we are going to work on managing our exit out into space. Um, we do have a little bit of a disaster on our hands, just in terms of how we've managed our natural gas flow. Unfortunately, we failed to properly build the correct amount of capacity. So we've lost a ton of natural gas into the environment here. It's not that big of a deal. It's going to be annoying to clean up, but and this is because we've exceeded capacity on the storage system. Um, so we'll need to try and remedy this situation pretty quickly. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and start with just building a gas reservoir over here. And what I may wind up doing is doing maybe 2 gas reservoirs per layer underneath this natural gas geyser, because really the plan here is for this thing to really store loads of natural gas. So just tremendous amounts of natural gas are intended to be stored in this facility here. So I'm going to go ahead and go with a 2 natural gas, and this will help us just deal with what we've kind of caused here. Um, it's going to be hard to fix this. There's all this natural gas, and one way I can do it is just opening up a pathway. The carbon dioxide seems to be buffeting it up along this layer. So if I open this up, maybe it'll drop down into here, but I don't really have a quick and easy fix for this problem with all this natural gas here. So we'll have to figure it out. I mean, I might put a pump in here and just try and jam it into the system again. But yeah, that's a tough one. It's not something that I should have let get out of control. And you know, part of it is, you know, depending on a filtering system, the filtering system is only as good as its capacity. As soon as it reaches capacity, the filter breaks. Was bad strategy there. So we'll fix it. Um, we'll get it taken care of, and kind of go from there. So we'll see what we can come up with in terms of solving this problem as quickly as possible. Um, and I'm just going to follow the pattern that I've been practicing with these. Just um, yeah. So we need this gas to go over here. And the natural gas from the filter goes here, but maybe we could actually redirect it over to these uh, and eventually build some additional capacity, because we're gonna fill these tanks up so fast. It's gonna be kind of wild, and we're gonna need a way of making sure that this system does not keep running endlessly, even if it reaches pressure. So it's time to consider adding additional conditions to the circuitry in here. So one of those conditions might be a clock sensor that tells it, if I don't want it running, it can't be turned on. And that might be the way to go to prevent additional gas from leaking out over here. Um, Yeah. Hmm. Guess if I poke a hole here, we can kind of see what happens. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know. I guess I'll put a couple airflow tiles here. Maybe even just put a pneumatic door and hope for the best. Maybe all the gas will leak out and come down in here and be easily capturable. I don't know. So we're going to prioritize the action down here, just to make sure this stuff gets built. Pick up all that water. Be back in business in no time. I guess one thing I can do to prevent these from going is just switching the element. So now I'll say if it's oxygen, then be turned on. And if that's the case, when this floods with natural gas, the system will never run. I think this is an and. So I've now kind of prevented it from operating. So we shouldn't lose any additional natural gas. But we need to build the storage system and get it hooked up into the way this works as soon as I can. So I am going to kind of reverse the flow of the natural gas in the system. I'm going to disconnect this pipe here, and the start of the storage system is going to be down here. And I'm going to use regular gas pipes for this. Remember, we're cooling the gas, so we don't need to worry so much about that piece. And so we're going to have kind of a back and forth on the piping here. And this is how I'm going to build my mass storage system. And I'm going to keep going down for, let's see, 1, 2, maybe 3 layers of these tanks. So that'll be 4 additional sets of tanks of 2. And that'll be a tremendous amount of capacity. Not so much that it's, going to be able to store all of the natural gas that this thing makes, but it'll be enough that it'll probably allow us to keep the base operating even when this geyser isn't running. That's kind of a good plan to have. So we'll just let this natural gas kind of flow out of the base here, start to gather down here, and maybe we'll pump it back into the system and store it. That's the best we can do. I'm going to go ahead and turn off access to this because this is going to supposedly be pretty hot. Our cooling system is doing a great job of cooling down that natural gas, so that's great. Positive thing. Let's keep track here. Okay, so if these run, we'll go to storage. Great, 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 great. And we are going to be building that storage down. So, I know that there is sort of a ladder here, and there's some sort of boundary that we're trying to respect, which we have respected with the size of these tanks. Indeed we have, so this is okay. So I think that's kind of how we're going to build it. There'll be 2 tanks over here, and then there'll be a series of 3 tanks as it rises up, and then finally hits the output. That's kind of my plan. And so we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tanks worth of natural gas. 12 times 150 is yeah, 1,300 kilograms or something like that. I don't know. Should be enough. Yes, to keep these power plants running between um, dormancy periods, or sort of keep the system running. We'll see what actually happens. Um, I'm not really sure how that's going to pan out. So we will see. You know, right now with this gas coming down, I'm going to want to let it sort of all settle out. So we'll have, I think, natural gas sort of settling here above the chlorine layer. So, you know, if we put an air pump here, we can tap it into that mechanical filter and make it solve our problem. So, kind of notice that this is running out of time, you know, this water. So maybe it'd be a good time right now to kind of like cut over here, um, create some capacity for like an air pump, and then sort of call it quits on that piece of base construction here. We can go over here, and then we can put a pump down here and solve that problem again. And who's to say will we ever get a cool water source, you know? Maybe. That's above my pay grade to figure out. We'll get there. That sort of solved all that problem, I think, in some way. But yeah, once we get these walls built in, we'll be able to put in an air pump, pump off this natural gas into this system here, and go from there. So we'll see how we're doing up top of them. Over here, we're sitting pretty over here. All right, so we got 2 pinch of peppermint plants planted. We'll go for another one. We'll keep on this project, and this one over here, still not done. I'm gonna move a seed over here because I think it's the distance, honestly. So we'll move the seeds over here and see if they plant that waterweed, and then we'll be finished with this this little piece here. So hoping that it'll be over. Meanwhile, the new recruits are up over here planting another Draco farm for us, huh? That's pretty nice. I wonder what's the deal with this bleachstone. Something's outgassing bleachstone there. Oh gosh. So this coolant system is almost backed up. Just cannot keep this cool. It's definitely suboptimal. So I'm hoping we'll get some glossy chocolate eggs out of these dummies before we exterminate this whole system over here. They're getting there, but I don't know if they've made any. Got a couple plug slugs in here. That plan is coming to fruition. I'm gonna keep my eyes on it and see if the plug slugs ever exceed the. See, these are cramped. So how many are in here? See, and they should be auto wrangling the surplus. So I don't know what the deal is. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe we need less. And maybe we should sweep that egg up, huh? So I'm gonna go ahead and pull off a few of these plug slugs out of this zone, just so that we have a balance across these two territories here. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. Seems like the gas is sort of gathering at this level here. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut into this and build a gas pump and try and pump this natural gas into the proper place. And solve this industrial accident we had with this natural gas getting loose where it really should never have been released. Okay. So this should be fairly simple. We'll do a ventilation gas bridge into the mechanical filter for natural gas, and then we'll push the output to the output pipe. So that should be fine. Just power it up and let it siphon off all that natural gas, put it where it belongs, into the storage system that is. Hopefully that'll work. Yep, there we go. Filtering off that natural gas. Exactly what we wanted. It's going right into storage. Meanwhile, the other gas pellets are being expelled. Sort of. Give that a minute and let this gas cascade off and gather down here. Alright, so we kind of got the proof of concept set up for our gas storage facility. We just need to provide the ways down to the additional layers of it and all that stuff. So meanwhile over here we haven't gotten our next pinch of peppermint plant due to this planting of this balm lily over here. It's not what we wanted. It's a 91 tile room, so we can totally turn this into a nice little thing. Little ranch. stations are too tall. They'll interfere with the growth of the plant, which I think needs 3 tiles. Yeah. They're big, tall plants. So, we might need to dig down to place some of our stations so that the plants aren't interfered with. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll just let them plant all the plants and work around the plants from there. Hopefully we'll sweep that seed away, not have an issue. Gosh, there's like 3 Drecklet eggs all in the same spot. All the same kind too. Optimistic that they'll continue to plant the pinch of peppermint plants where I want them to be planted. So here we go. Fabulous. Keep them coming, little guys. Keep them coming. Did they ever plant that last waterweed? I don't know. Let's see. Alright, so it seems like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the magic number at this room. So we'll wrangle more if there is ever more than 5, because they're all happy right now. Not cramped or anything. So we'll do 5. And this one we'll try 6. See how we do with that. 6. And we've got plenty of eggs coming, so we should see the eggs eventually get deployed. We'll have some interesting amounts of power being generated by those slug plugs. Right. And we're still have our sights set on getting up there into outer space. So it's time to consider how we're going to do that. Put a pressure door in place at this height, I think is totally fine. And then we'll just kind of tunnel up a little bit more. And then I think the reality is we're going to need some suits to protect the guys. So we're going to go up a little bit higher, and then I'll put like a station for setting up suits before they go out into space. So again, we'll develop it the way that we would normally develop it, and then kind of adapt it for the space application. We should have the atmosphere dock suit and the exosuit forge. We have all that stuff. So we should be able to start preparing for the exosuits out into space. Starry-eyed. Yeah, just go with the calories. Hoping that we'll get some more Drecklets. But, oh, there's that other pinch of Peppermut plant, so that's good. We must have run out of bleachstone capacity. I don't know what to say. So here's our bleachstone and our polluted dirt. And looks like we need some more underwater storage for bleachstone. So looking for a quick fix on that one. Not finding anything super easily. I don't know, maybe we could put something up here. I guess I can put a storage bin up here. Bleachstone. Fine. So we will need a floor that well as 3 tiles, and we'll be able to build ourselves a nice maybe like 5 or 6 docking station checkpoint here for getting the dupes into the correct suit and then out into outer space. All that matters is just us cutting through and getting the right things in place to make it all happen. Yeah, there's that old glossy Draco over here. So we want to shave that guy down and get some plastic for once in our life. This is what it's all about. This is why we built the whole thing to begin with. So we're going to need some of this equipment in here to make it all work. And we had the 1, 2, 3, or 5 tiles we needed. So we should be okay in terms of tiles to make this all work. Checking on my plug slug. Nope, we're still okay. And you'll notice here we're saturated with gas again, so let's turn this guy back on. Let him filter out all that natural gas. I'm interested that that natural gas didn't get filtered. Because I guess I'm not really sure how it could get a full kilogram of natural gas and then be expelled out that way. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I guess it could happen. Okay, so I put a pressure door in here. So we don't have, well, I mean, I guess the carbon dioxide is going to go no matter how you slice it, so I mean, that's what these pressure doors are sort of for. Let's keep the carbon dioxide flowing out towards over here. Figure it out. Meanwhile, we've got to get access to this ethanol at some point, right? We built this little cascading ramp here, and we're gonna go ahead and make a move here. Now, these Nash sprouts are kind of in the way, and I hate to destroy any kind of opportunity to harvest things for free. Probably noticed that I'm pretty stingy in the game here. here. So, you know, let's just leave these guys on their little tiles and try and make this work. Cut right here to here, and that should just spill right down into the reservoir for where we need it to be. Meanwhile, checking up at the top again, we'll get there, clear out this little slice, and then we'll be good to go. Yeah, it's like once you look away, the pips plant another one of the plants you want them to plant. So, yeah, keep going. Our Drecos are going to feast on a pinch of pepper plants, and it's going to make that glossy Dreco farm super easy to manage. This is the maximum size for a stable, so as big as it can be. It should manage the hydrogen situation fairly well. And we'll kind of hope for the best here. Yeah, put this as bleach stone. Hopefully that'll help with the bleach stone. It's laying around just off-gassing this whole time. Yeah, we really processed almost all of that water in the effort to keep this cool. Quite a tremendous amount of effort that has ultimately failed. The system is backed up. It's no longer really functioning as it should. Not a whole lot we can do about that at this point. I do feel a little sad that the system didn't work as intended, or it tried but failed in the presence of such high heat. And it's sort of my bad for trying to force the Drecos to get this modification in the wrong biome, but I think we made the most of it. We finally have some plastic. We got one of our Drecos shaved, and it'll grow its scales as long as it's up here at the top. But yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. So yeah, there's always, I think, going to be a little bit of natural gas in here, unless I try and directly pump it out. It's too bad. But that's what happens if you're not paying attention. I knew I needed more storage and I just didn't build it in time. That's what kind of cost me in this situation. And we'll get through it. It's not that big of a deal. Build another layer of these gas reservoirs. These poor guys are don't have very good oxygen flow down here. Maybe that is what we want to do, is just put a pump down here and just pump it all up, out, free it all up. So maybe we'll do that. Oop. So we've placed a new gas pump down to help deal with the gas problems in this zone. And I think this should work quite well. Putting it at the bottom will get all the carbon dioxide out, pump it all out, get obliterated over here by these carbon skimmers, and all the natural gas will get filtered into the natural gas reservoirs that we've built so far, so it should all work out just hunky-dory. Oh boy. Once we get this gas storage all figured out, it'll really help with this geyser. We want to take advantage of the fact that the geyser is going to produce us endless amounts of natural gas. So the more storage we can build to capitalize on the amount it produces, the better we'll be able to weather the times when it's off. Not producing gas, so. I wonder what's the hold up here. Why are they not planting the next Peppermut? Oh, that's an unnatural tile. Alright, makes sense. Go ahead, get rid of those two. You gotta pay attention to what you're doing. Well, they'll go right for it, watch. These little rascals. This guy's gonna be so happy. He's got all these plants he can eat. It's absolutely bonkers. And we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pinch of peppermint plants growing in this area for free. Costs us nothing. Absolutely nothing. So these Drecos are going to eat for free. We're going to get free plastic. It's going to be great. Meanwhile, this whole situation over here needs to come to a stop at some point. Look, the reservoir is already full. Absolutely jam-packed, filled with overpressure. It's like, this is not good. This is not good. To have it be so high, so I'll add the extra tiles and face whatever consequences we get from these extra tiles being in place. Guess I can finally start planting over here. I haven't paid attention to this zone in a little while. So coming over here, we can see that we're finally ready to start the planting process and finish up what we had promised with these pit farms. So, I hope that this is the correct distance away. If it interferes with this farm below, I might cut down a tile. We'll see. But we do want to have some kind of nice little thimbleweed farm here, so we'll get it all set up. Alright, so first things first, we gotta seal the zone off so the little pips can't escape. That should keep them trapped into the zone. And then we'll need a drop-off point for the pips and a place to store the seeds, and we'll be able to do the farm up here. I don't see any plants could foreseeably interfere, except for maybe these plants over here. They could cause us to be kind of interfered with. So I may just kind of peek in here real quick and just dig these guys up. Just to free up those spots. There it is. We finished it. We finished the farm. This waterweed farm is now complete. And the pips who gave their lives so that we could have this nice waterweed farm, we're forever in their debt. Thank you, pips. Alright, so with those pips assassinated, and this system basically completed, we can look at this and say, it's kind of big, certainly too big to become a little natural reserve, although really that is what it is a nature reserve. And then we'll put a, we'll just dig that little thing up. We'll do what we need to do to make this all work. But yeah, we gotta go through here and make sure that we've got auto harvest on all of these plants because we deserve to reap the benefits of these water weeds which we've painstakingly placed with our pips. Delicious. This is a feast for all of our little duplicants to have. These ones were already set to harvest. We are gonna thrive off of these free resources. So, yep, we did it. We got ourselves some free resources. Yes, we did. And I'm not. No one's gonna apologize for that. I hope. But yeah, we'll do that again up here. I think it's high enough. So we'll try and get some additional plants planted up here on this level. But it's going to be a challenge. It's certainly not going to be easy. All of these projects are difficult when you're dealing with these little critters. So you just try and do the best you can and make it all happen, basically. Yeah, they're slowly deleting all that polluted oxygen, and we should be able to do our planting without any real interference. So, we're going to put a plant here, and then we're going to go backwards from there. So, to that end, we need 3 tiles. And we will place our ladders to block pips from planting in the places we do not want them to plant. We'll get the correct seed that we want. The seed that we're asking for in this case is the thimbleweed seed. So store those over here. And we'll be ready for planting. Or you know it. Principles. Ooh. Balm lily seeds. Briar seeds. I'll take the briar seeds. Nope. Meanwhile, let's check our skills. Maybe it's time for Otto. Yeah. Otto's got Masterworks and Hard Digging now. Everybody has points to spend. This is great. Ruby. Ruby, 31. Amazing. Get Ruby Exosuit trained. He's got nothing else that he cares about, right? Not sure what additional skill I should be aiming at. Maybe suit wearing? I don't know. Sort of leaning on, we're not ready to do any farming yet, so I'll open it up just because it's easy, but I'll also insist that we get some maybe mechatronics engineering out of Lindsay here. I love it. We're doing great. Lots of good skills getting unlocked here for our dupes. Ari's got all kinds of options now. Oh. I'll just leave Ari saved up. He's my, if I need it in a hurry, I'll get it. Dupe. Yeah. Alright. Spent some skills. It's now that we've got a master artist on staff. Thanks. These little guys need to be delivered over here into this space. Let's just take a look at what's going on over here. So they're I think we're doing a good job of pumping down on this gas. Getting rid of the carbon dioxide. Getting rid of the natural gas. We'll turn it off for the time being. Yep, I guess that's about right? Store this unpowered for several cycles. Carved it out. Got our little channel here for where we're going to do most of our business. So, pull our ventilation system up. I am well aware that the ventilation system is kind of at its limit. That's okay. We're going to pump some air up here just so that we have always got a good supply of air for the tubes. I wish I could build it so that it would be having a little bit more space. And I guess I could maybe carve out a few more tiles just to give it a little bit more space here. And we'll have an atmosphere sensor control this. And then we're going to be setting up our atmosphere suit deck system. So we're going to go, I want like 5, I guess, what I'm looking for here. 5 atmospheric docking suits. Here's where we run into issues with electricity, because we want all these suit docks powered up. Those all are expensive. And additionally, those suit docks need air, so that's going to be expensive on our ventilation systems, air ducts. Just try and pipe it as simply as possible. And then we need to actually make atmospheric suits, which I don't think we've made yet. So, you know, bravo to me for solving all these problems here, but we got a lot more work to do. Get this to get us out into space. So, we are going to need an exosuit forge. We are going to need some other additional structures to assist us. So that's where some of this space is going to have to come into play. You know, we're going to need to seal off the edge of our oxyfern footprint here and really start to build these additional rooms that are designed for, you know, work. So that's going to be part of the plan here. Designing this part of this structure. Putting in a pneumatic door here to allow for gas flow. Placing an airflow tile here so that gas flows out. And then clearing all this stuff out, because that's going to be a new... It's all going to be a new zone, so to speak. So... And this Pip here, who thinks he's so special, it's dead meat. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is move the rock crusher. So the rock crusher was never really quite built right for my tastes. It does require a lamp to work properly, and we kind of missed the mark on the positioning here. Ideally, the lamp should be placed on the right hand side or left hand side of the machine with the duplicate sensor above. And then we can wire that up with some automation wire. Going to be producing some additional gold, fine gold here. Go. Right. So that'll help with the setup. So that should help with the rock crusher. Additionally, we're going to need some other stations to work with. So for instance, we're going to need crafting station, a textile loom, an exosuit forge. These things are big, um, ish, and require a little bit of more careful planning. So I'm going to put my exosuit forge over here, and my textile loom over here, maybe? um, and we'll put the lamps in so that they can work fast. Put the sensor in and hope for the best, I think is all we've got at this point. Put our duplicate sensor in. Hopefully that'll cover it for both of them. And I also want a, I think, crafting station. We need that too. So we're putting in all these additional buildings that we just haven't gotten dialed in other places in our base. Great. Fabulous, right? So that'll do it. And I think this is as good as we can probably get it, honestly. It's going to be expensive to set all this equipment up, but once it's all set up, we'll be able to take advantage of it and use it into the future. I do want to put in place a shipping system for the rock crusher, so I will be putting in that. But these other machines I'm going to use so infrequently, I mean, I don't need to really automate that piece of it. Just kind of looking at the gas layout here. See, we still are having some serious issues with the carbon dioxide, so we're going to have to take some kind of action to remedy that particular problem. We are at max capacity, I think, on our food supply. You know, look at us, 180,000 kilocalories of food. We got loads of food. Loads. So, as we're working on this, oh gosh. Those must have been from outer space, right? Yep, all the way up here. We'll clear those little piles. That'll help. I'm sure this has caused all kinds of disruptions to the flow of the base. Meanwhile, we've still got plug slugs over here that need places to live. I'm gonna go 7 on this one and 8 or 6 on this one. Hopefully we'll get those plug slugs into a home where we can take advantage of them. Great. They're happy over here. they're happy over here, so that worked out okay. Trying to keep our plug slugs happy. Nice. We finished it. Now, here's where things are going to get kind of funny. I'm going to put... what can we crush in here? It's like miscellaneous, no. Organic? Yeah, okay. Eggshells we want, yes. Eggshells, yes. Fossil, yes. So eggshells and fossils, yes. Because we're gonna do, in those poker shell molds. I don't know what those fall under. Industrial grade. Yeah. Poker shell molds. Yeah, we gotta get those too. So, with those things selected, we'll be able to set these casks and get some lime put together. So we want to get some lime. We could deconstruct this other rock crusher now that we've built the better one over here. And then I feel bad for these guys sitting in this bad gas over here. Nearly finished with our pinch of Peppermut farm. Incredible, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pinch of Peppermut plants to feed my glossy Draco ranch. It's going to be amazing. It's time for these Dracos to just, I mean, I don't know if they're ever going to reproduce again. They only eat mealwood plants, so I'm totally at sea here. They're never going to eat these pinch of Peppermut plants. So this farm is completely broken. It's never going to work. Okay, we'll put them over here with the mealwood plants then. Fine. I can find the dang things. There we go. I guess this was all sort of lost cause to begin with. I mean, I guess I could ranch with these regular Dracos in here and they'd eat these pinch of Peppermut plants. But honestly, I'm just gonna leave them as harvested, count it up as another farm that I built, and pretend like this never happened. we can just take these 2 pips out. More barbecue for us. Yeah, he's happy now. He's got plenty to eat. And he's in a nice farm too, so we'll just keep on keeping on with this little zone over here. Keep living our life as best we can, I guess. To that end, I may go ahead and just switch these to insulated tiles, just to, I don't know, help with the cooling situation over here. That might help a little bit. I don't know. Gosh, bunch of shovel eggs. Not good. Diver's lung, not bad. Small bladder and on digging. Not good. Let's make sure that we eat those eggs. So I don't want a bunch of shovels running around my base. Sorry, but... So... Is it raw mineral? What is it under? There it is, lime. Okay, great. So, we do have our system set to automate lime manufacture. So we've got a little bit of lime on hand, not too much. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty, all these plug slugs charging up my network for me. I think we're going to have a lot of power runoff this cycle. Yeah, we've reached saturation with our plug slugs, so we need to build some more battery capacity into our network. Something to think about for next time. So, you know, we've made some more progress on the base. Started to install our solution to going out into outer space of all places with our tubes, with some atmospheric docks that we're building. That's going to be kind of expensive. Most of these are using gold, refined gold, or aluminum. So I have to make sure that, you know, our gold and aluminum refinement tasks are up to date, so that we get what we need for these 2 things. Queuing up those tasks for myself. Starting to grind up some lime, cleaning up some of that debris that was just left laying around for forever, and processing it into the ingredient we'll use to make steel. Got another generation of pips over here ready for another farm. Things are going well. We just need to start pulling the trigger and letting these pips do their thing. I'm going to take out these platforms here. Shave off the remainder of this. I really do want to get all this wrapped up with this. These pip farms have taken me forever to set up, and they've took me forever the last playthrough as well. But they are so nice. I mean, just look over here at all this free water weed, and you're like, okay, maybe it was worth it. And meanwhile, I got loads of plug slugs. I mean, we've got a lot of great things going on with this playthrough, so even more plug slugs waiting here. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident about where we're going with this game. I have no doubt we're going to be able to triumph into space. It's just a matter of time. So hope you enjoyed what you've seen. Things are not completely perfect, of course. Look at all this carbon dioxide. It's just bad. Um, and I guess maybe what I could do to help this is just turn this all into airflow. This, all this in airflow, so that when it's higher than 2 tiles of carbon dioxide, it just floats right into the pit down here and gets processed. Maybe that's what I need to do. I'm just gonna do it now, just so I don't forget. I'll do it all in Cobalt too. Just let it all. See how that goes. Maybe that'll solve my problem. I don't know. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great night, and we'll be seeing you.